So take two. Like I always tell my kids, it's faster the second time around. I guess I ran out of storage. I hate Apple phones because I was really in the middle of my sentence. But let me backtrack my thoughts. Long story short, I think what I was trying to share was that today I wanted to talk about my process or thinking about how to think about the creative process and also what I want to help. How do I help others the best? Like now that I'm putting myself out there and asking people to have me to do speaking engagements and stuff like that, I've realized there's still this desire to consistently put out work. So I've been reading some things, I've been listening to some things just to get my mind right about being consistent with my creativity, being consistent with my sharing of my ideas. And I was saying when the phone cut off that I ask myself this question oftentimes to get my mind right about the process. And it's like, it works for me every time where I say, if this isn't going to happen to you until X age, how would you show up? Like if the result or the product of what you desire is not going to show up until X amount of years in the future, like many years in the future, how would you feel? Like, how would you do the process differently from what you're doing now? Like I asked myself this when I was thinking about relationships and marriage. I was like, when I was like 20 something, I was like, if you're not getting married till you're 50, if you knew that you weren't going to get married till you're 50, how would you show up in the world? And for me, it was like, I would be not on some sort of dating site trying to find a man. I would be just doing what I love with the people I love, you know, and hopefully I'll find somebody as a result. And yeah, like I would say less than 3 years later, I met my husband. So, you know, I'd like to think that it is a process that works for me. So the question I asked myself this time is like, if you don't get discovered, acknowledged as a my sound like my son having a meltdown. If you don't get acknowledged in your field in this career transition until you're like 80 years old, I'm 40 now, how would you show up? Like, knowing that you're going to continue this process, but knowing that you're not going to get any sort of recognition until you're 80 years old, what would you do differently? What would be the best process that would make it more enjoyable for you? And for me, it's like, I think that the epiphany that I came to is like, I just want to get on and talk about the ideas that come to my head sporadically and share my opinion about them. I had been doing that in the past, like I call them ponderisms, and they were very effective. They were a mix of like well thought out ideas, but also like me freestyling. And I try to make sure that it was like under 3 minutes. This time I don't really want to have like a time frame, but nonetheless, I don't need to get into the details of the process. I'll figure it out. But that's my answer, is that just frequently sharing my thoughts about money psychology in a way that is like kind of structured, but also kind of freestyle. So that's what I'm going to try, in addition to reaching out to people and telling them I want to do speaking engagements, because that's something that's really important to me. So that's the speaking side / activism side. I also want to So the next iteration will be figuring out how to consistently write. I had a process, but it's kind of like gone out the window. So maybe I'll just pick the process back up. I had a process of like waking up every morning, going for a walk, and then when I come back for a walk, write about something I was thinking about. So we'll see. But for now, I think I'm gonna talk about the things that I'm thinking about. So I feel like the first time I said this, which y'all ain't gonna see when my phone cut off, was much more clearer, but hey, shit happens. Such is life. So I'll see y'all next time.